Hello, we're Team Providence, Rhode Island. I'm Ellen Sinar, and I'm with the Mayor's Healthy Communities Office.
I'm Wendy Nielsen. I'm with the Partnership for Providence Parks and also Providence Parks and Recreation.
I'm Megan Fisher. I'm the Communications and Advocacy Director for Providence Children's Museum and also on the board of the Partnership for Providence Parks.
I'm Janice O'Donnell. I'm the Executive Director of Providence Children's Museum and the High Priestess of Play.
All right, and we also had great input from Arts, Culture, and Tourism, as well as our Parks and Rec Department. So, it is sensitive. Okay, so where the heck is Providence, Rhode Island? Providence is the capital city of this great country's smallest state, Rhode Island. We're sandwiched in between Massachusetts and Connecticut, just an hour south of Boston. We are 178,000 residents, so a mid-sized city. We're a former manufacturing town, just like a lot of communities here. And right now we're strong in medical, education, arts, and tourism. All right, so who are our kids? We have 41,000 diverse Providence youth. We're a majority city, and so the majority of our kids are non-white. Over half of them identify as Hispanic or Latino, and almost half don't speak English as their first language at home. So what's the problem? We know that our kids are hungry. Almost 90% of our public school students are free or reduced eligible, and Rhode Island has the highest food insecurity in New England. Our kids are sedentary, they're underengaged, they're unhealthy, and we think of that as both mental and physical state. And they're vulnerable. Almost a third of our kids are living in poverty. We know they feel unsafe to go outside, or there's a perception for their families that it's unsafe to go outside, and they're often left alone, particularly during the summertime.
Okay, this ball thing is kind of tricky after all while we do it. Yeah, but my goodness, we have so much going for us. We are the creative capital. We are small, but we are quirky. We think outside the box, come up with solutions that, I think are pretty original to Providence. We are collaborative. We are so close and connected that we can actually walk next door and find somebody to collaborate with. So we make really good use of that. And connected, we have, we're 18 square miles. So we are easy to get from one place to another and to make things happen. So, we're our own pilot city in some ways. So that's really great. We have over 100 neighborhood parks with playgrounds. In about 26 different culturally diverse communities. We have over 40 friends groups taking care of that. And we only have one of those districts that is not community development block grant eligible. So we are a poor city. But the hope is we have a bold goal by 2018 of creating safe, welcoming, and inclusive community spaces for children, youth, and families in neighborhoods across Providence. And our big idea is that we want to ensure that children, youth, and families in every Providence neighborhood have access to a public park that is a safe, healthy community hub. And we've got some great ideas on how to do that. Theoretically, throw the ball to you. Oh, that's me still. Oh my goodness, that's me. Okay, so we have a community hub. What is it? We have these active friends groups. We have over 40 of them in Providence, and we have programming that reflects the community, which is decided on with the community. And that's fitness, gardens, music, playscapes, and most importantly, people.
So we said that our kids are hungry, sedentary, and vulnerable, but we want them to be healthy. We want to provide them healthy meals and keep them actively engaged in safe public spaces. So how could we do that? This summer, we piloted a program called Playful. Our city departments and nonprofits worked together and piloted this program in 5 parks in some of our city's most impoverished neighborhoods. We recruited, trained, and supported 15 Playcore facilitators in the model of playwork, which is a British technique for supporting kids play without directing it. And we were in these parks for 7 weeks, every weekday. So through Playcore, we selected sites that were in conjunction with the city, the Free Summer Meals program. And that was a program that was historically underused, but by programming these sites and providing something else to do there, we increased use and reduced stigma of the summer meals. We also provided creative and playful activities that were child-directed and adult-supported, and built kids' bodies and their brains. And then by having the parks used regularly for positive activities, what that meant was that we displaced negative behaviors, we reclaimed neighborhood spaces, and we all know that places that are good for kids and families are good for everybody.
Woo-hoo. Yeah, there's ball, Janice. Okay. Providence Play Corps in action. What goes on?
Is the Play Corps teams make sure that their parks are kids' space. They prompt child-directed play that is challenging, creative, and connective by bringing fun, repurposed materials, modeling activities, and by paying a lot of attention to what the kids want to do, what they are doing, and what they need to do for their play. So, and then providing it. And what the kids need might be a little adult attention. It might be a little advice. They might need more tape or chalk. They might need a little technical guidance while they make a tire swing. And a healthy meal is not only fuel for play, but it is incorporated as part of the culture of play. So they have restaurants and birthday parties and all kinds of things around the summer lunch. Our big question is how do we sustain this effort? Like all good work with children, Play Corps is staff intensive. It relies on carefully trained and supported staff, and they need time to reflect on their play work. Providence is a poor city. We know Play Corps works. How do we sustain and grow a really successful program? Thank you.
So with that big question, does anyone want to start off? Ben?
I'll try. Great presentation, thank you guys. It is so, I mean, you identified some of the hardest challenges of any of these things. It's so you have a number of things I think are positive, which is you have a program that you believe works, right? And I think one of the questions is, what does it really? And so there's this movement, and it may be such a stretch, but there's this movement around the country that people either call social impact bonds or pay for success. But the idea is that are there a series of interventions that will actually save money because you're preventing things from happening? And so if there's any way to actually bring some rigor, I don't mean it's not rigorous, but I mean intentionally bring some evaluators in to say, actually, we know when we intervene at this grade, at this age, it actually means that these things don't happen. And there's a lot of interest in trying to figure out new and creative ways to do that and to figure out, can you intervene here and save money there? Because usually the intervention here is a lot cheaper than the intervention later on.
And I can speak to our short-term metrics. So
It's really easy to measure summer meals because that data is collected by USDA, and we
know that
at our summer meals sites, participation increased in one park at 43% and in another park at 344%. 344%. I had to recalculate that number over and over again because I was like, that's not possible, right? We count the kids. We know how many kids are coming to the parks, and then actually what Kaboom has helped us or pushed us towards is measuring safety data and reports of crime around those parks. So yeah, we're trying to get there, but very focused on short-term measurements. Tom?
So, you have the makings, I think, of a very great brand, compelling concept that I think comes through even in this short presentation. And thinking of the connectivity and physical location of Providence, you're sort of, within a very short distance of probably, hundreds of thousands of some of the most idealistic and brightest people in the country, college students, people going through college graduate programs. I would suspect that with a little bit of further help, on sort of a business plan and outreach to folks like that, you might be able to get some participants in Play Corps who don't even need to be paid, at least for their first go-around.
And I'll just build on that a little bit because at Humana, we're really interested in intergenerational work, right? And a lot of the playgrounds with Kaboom are intergenerational. And I'm just thinking of the seniors in the area who, getting them out of the house, giving them a sense of purpose when we're looking for volunteers, tapping into them, while having a smaller cohort of trained specialists who can work with some of these folks, just another way to help expand it potentially.
And with that, thank you so much. Unless you have